Hello and welcome to another Maker Monday. This is Jewel Smith, middle-aged gamer mom, writer, and crafter. And today for Maker Monday, I am going to work on some Halloween projects because it's October. So I'm going to make some Halloween earrings. I've gotten out a whole bunch of stuff. Not entirely sure exactly what I'm going to do with all of it, but hopefully I'll end up with a pair of earrings, maybe 2 or 3. I like to make pumpkins. These are little tiny pumpkins with faceted check glass beads. So there's this really pretty orange color bead and then this little green colored bead on top of it for a little teeny tiny sparkly pumpkin. I like those. So maybe we'll make some pumpkins out of these too, with a little stem. Little stem there. Yeah, I like that idea. But I want to put something, I want to put some little spacers in here. So it's not just Halloween, but maybe also with a little bit of a Victorian flavor to it. And I've got to get some head pins. Head pins are great for making jewelry. But these have kind of big holes, so I gotta make sure the head pins aren't gonna pull through. And it looks like they're secure. Okay, I think that's good. And then put these on. And one of these little stems. Oh, that's adorable. That's a cute little pumpkin. Pumpkins are nice, not just for October, but for November too, the whole harvest season. Of course, in the States, we have Thanksgiving, so we kind of celebrate the harvest time for a few months. So let's finish this off and make it into a charm that we can hang off of an earring. I'm going to bend that over at a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to use my pliers. I have what are called rosary pliers. They're a combination of this round tip plier and a cutter in the center. It saves time having to swap back and forth between tools, but you can use, you know, cutters and round tip pliers separately if you want to. And that went flying. Sometimes they do that. Gotta be careful. And that's how I want it to look at the top. Nice and even. Alright, so I'm going to bend this one over. I'm going to clip it. Now how far down do you clip? Well, that comes with practice. I tend to say 3/8 of an inch. Half an inch is too much. Unless your wire is thicker, then you'd want half an inch if it was thicker wire, but it's not. A 1/4 inch just doesn't give you enough. So there's 3/8 of an inch is about how long I cut my wire, but I don't measure it every time. I eyeball it because I've been doing this a long time and I can do that. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The size of your loops depends on where you hold it on the pliers. If you try to hold it down here and make a loop, it's going to be difficult to do. I find that beginners often try to make their loops with the very tip of the pliers, And they have all kinds of problems with that. Now, if you figured out how to do it and you're happy with how you do it, that's fine. But it's actually, for me, it's easier to choose where along the pliers, because you see it's small and it gets bigger as you get closer to the base. So if you want a small loop, you hold it down here. If you want a large loop, you hold it back here. I tend to hold it right about here for my loops. And then you just bend it around and use the pliers themselves as a kind of form or guide to make the loop. So I've got pumpkins, I've got skulls, I've got these skulls, I've got these black and orange spirals. Black and orange is associated with Halloween. And then I've got these charms here, and these are kind of unusual because I made them myself. These are not charms that I bought anywhere. I made these charms by using a mint tin like this one. This one's a little more yellow. This was a little more white for some reason. I don't know, that's just the way it was at the time. But see, there's these little mints inside. They're shaped like the planchette for the Ouija board. So you put on there. Yes. No. Right. These are good. This particular tin. This is distributed, licensed from Hasbro, who owns the Ouija board franchise, or whatever you want to call it, owns the copyright to Ouija boards. Now, there's other types of spirit boards, and spirit boards have been around for a long time, but the classic Ouija board belongs to Hasbro. And I think these mints are distributed by BostonAmerica.com. I bought them on Amazon. All right, but it's a tin, and tin can be cut using tin snips, which I do not have with me at the moment. I think my tin snips are in a chest somewhere with other tools, but this gives you an idea. You know, these were cut with tin snips. But you can see how this was cut. So I took the tin snips and I cut these circles out of the corners, and I saved this part. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I saved it. I might do something with it at some point. It's very sharp on the edges, though. Be very, very careful. It's very sharp. If you're going to cut tin, it can create slivers, and it can be very razor sharp. But that's how I made these. So I cut the little circles out, and then you'll notice that they're kind of domed a little bit. Like they kind of do this. That's because I used a tool called a doming block. Let's see if I can find my doming block. Oh, there it is. Found it. Now, you can get these in metal and in wood. This one I'm going to show you is wood. So this is a wood doming block. It has this little wood. It's kind of like a mortar and pestle, but you'd put this in here and you'd hammer the end of it. You don't want to hammer anything really hard because obviously if it's harder than the wood, see how it kind of cuts into the wood here? I had this wooden one, and then I stopped using it, and I bought a metal one. I was using a metal one, which I no longer have, because when I stopped doing jewelry a few years back and I didn't have a studio, I ended up selling the metal one, because it was actually a big huge kit that had it had a block like this made out of metal, and then it had a whole bunch of these in different sizes, and it was just a very large, very heavy kit, and I didn't see the point in keeping it if I wasn't going to be making jewelry. I didn't know when I would ever make jewelry again, so I went ahead and sold it. You know, I think if I need to dome if I need to dome something again, this will probably do well enough for tin. But I'm not doing as much of metal work as I used to, so it's fine. But you can buy them. I want to say they're like 35, 40 bucks, but I don't know. It's been a while since I bought one, so they might be $50 or $60 now if you get a really nice set. In any case, I made these by cutting them out, doming them, and then gluing them into these little bezels, which you can buy at craft stores and on Etsy.com, or, you know, they're all over the place. Now, if I wanted to, I could make this double-sided. See, I could glue these together and make a double-sided charm. If you wanted to make a double-sided necklace or charms for a bracelet or something like that, you could do that. But I think I'm going to turn these into earrings. I'm going to get out some wire. These are little scraps of wire. I keep my scraps of wire. Now, there was one I cut earlier that went zing and flew off somewhere else. I don't know where that went. But generally, I like to try to keep my scraps of wire so I can use them when making earrings. They're perfect for earrings. I'm thinking maybe this little bead on here, like a little dangly earring, because I thought that this bead looked a little bit like bone, right? There, little skeleton dangle earrings. See, what I was thinking is making these little orange dangle earrings on a chain. I think that's really cute. Little dangly pumpkin earrings. I think I'm just going to use these black beads to do the ouija earrings. Yeah, I like that. Because I think that the charm speaks for itself. You know, this doesn't need a lot of embellishment because this is already pretty cool on its own. And there's a couple of Ouija board earrings. I'll do something with these. I'm not sure what. We have 3 of them. We don't need all 3. We just need 2. Now I could do them alone. You know, I could take this and hang them off of something like that, which would look pretty cool, but I don't know. I think they would look better against a backdrop, like a filigree backdrop like that. I could do a black drop on these. All right, so we're gonna put the pirate on, and then the filigree, and then we're gonna close this up. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, I like that. And there we go. Yeah, these would be perfect for vampires, pirates, Halloween, haunted houses. Instead of calling it steampunk, I like to call it screampunk. That mixture of spooky and Victorian. Well, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed this Halloween inspired Maker Monday. I will be back next Maker Monday doing more Halloween jewelry. But I hope you have a great month of October. If I don't see you again, have a happy Halloween. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.